Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort.
What is
That
this?
was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Greetings, Baroness. As you were, soldier. Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he's rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, I just want to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. Staglor's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Resto, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Eldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. You do want to at least know your next crisis, or otherwise the DLC will spoil it somewhat. I'm not sure exactly what point the exact players played, so you're not a fan of the DLCs myself. Well, I think the LOTS DLC, it can be played separately from the main campaign, but it also comes up during the main campaign. You can go there, right? Well, if it appears in main campaign, I may pay a visit to it. I may finish it. I may do part of it. I may do it off stream. I haven't fully decided. But only what appears in the main campaign. I won't play the separate thing, that's for sure. Depths are on my map. Where are my companions? They are all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristian is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the No. Why would you try to sway me? You shouldn't try to influence me. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. Greetings, Your Grace. We are, well, your new subjects. We are selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Do you recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Staglor's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved them in the end, huh? Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalin himself, I swear, and the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our Baroness is tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold, and can breathe fire. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to... Welcome to your barony. You are about to make the unyielding stolen lands a prosperous kingdom. There is a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, and take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Good luck in your ruling, Baroness. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. You'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quiet. Hello, my dear friends. Lander Levada, the young noble from Bervoy who you've chosen as an emissary, greets you with a distracted nod. I am glad to see you in good health, but I don't see how you remain so steady in these circumstances. He makes a wide gesture with his hand, obviously meaning something larger than your throne room. But in truth, I shouldn't worry. A little effort, and this barony will become a rich and prosperous land, right? Barony effects: Community +6, Loyalty +6, Military +3, Economy +3, Divine +3, Arcane +3, Stability +3. So I'm guessing, like, if we had perhaps chosen the half orc, we would get something like Community +3, Loyalty +3, Military +6. I don't know, Stability +6. I don't know. Like, these effects would change. I am guessing. New event, trade agreement with Sertova. As Swanky's offer. Pillage the Temple of Elk. Rebuild the Temple of Elk. Research into the nature of curses. Davik Nadal. Hey Turbo, but it's not my affiliate anniversary, Twitch is lying to you. So drop that hat at the entrance, no party hats allowed. The affiliate versus streams tomorrow, celebrations are tomorrow. What, good to see you, how are you doing? Accidentally. You may change the difficulty level of your barony at any time or set it to automatic. If set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievements. Since ruling seems to be a new thing for you, I'll put the matter simply. There are two kinds of issues that the Baroness must address. Boring ones and amusing ones. You have servants and advisors to handle all the boring problems, and you can give them orders from wherever it pleases you. But sometimes an urgent matter will arise, a dragon attack, or the visit of some noble dignitary like myself. Events like these demand the Baroness's personal presence in the capital. We'll mark these events on the map too. According to the ancient tradition of Brevoy and the most of River Kingdoms, rulers in these parts find it convenient to receive visitors and chop off heads at the beginning of each month. I know well that tradition can be tedious, but nevertheless I advise you to visit the capital on your important days. Here's the main thing. You should start choosing people to fill the key positions right away. Okay. Your clerics, Jod and Tristian, were the first to beg for an audience. I'll leave you to your thoughts for now. I'm sure you'll make fine decisions. Of that, I have no doubt. We are immediately thrown into the thick of the stuff. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baroness. I'm confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Jod stumbles slightly, though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear, there's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of the sacred place, sleeping it with putrescence. I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jod exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there's a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There's a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place and we felt the same putrescence at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There's a bold hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there, back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. The place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more. I swear by Erastil. I will go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristan. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve the issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Yeah, why is time passing? Stop passing the time. Jod and Tristan have... The barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They are as follows: population, loyalty, military, economy, divine, relations, stability, magic, culture, espionage. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if your events don't end well and or other negative factors are played in your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot, and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks the corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the stolen land citizens into these advisor positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away, some of them will need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Hey Mason, welcome. It's not affiliate anniversary, Twitch is lying, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. We will celebrate tomorrow. Good to see you though. How are you, Mason? Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. Open the advisor tab on the right side of the screen, click an empty slot, select the character to appoint them as advisor. Every barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities, and sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. Not stolen lands. Of course, Mitra land, right? It makes too much sense. Whee!
New critical hits boost. Thor Obliterator just boosted Torment, Tides. New critical hits boost. Thor Obliterator just boosted Shadowrun, returns. New critical hits boost. Thor Obliterator just boosted Shadowrun, Dragonfall.
Thank you for the boost, Thor. What do we name our barony? What's a good name? Mitraland is good. It's not bad. Any better ideas? Well, let's go with Mitraland. Let's not spend an hour. Mytropia, Boblandia, Stolen Lands. I'm not going to make it Boblandia. Mitropia. Mitropia could be good. Like a Mitral Utopia. Bobistan? No. Hey BG Nerd, welcome. Unnamed anarcho-syndicalist commune. How are you, BG Nerd? That's a pretty high roll. Good job. Nice roll. Yeah, 6 off. Very close. What about Mitrutopia? Mitrutopia.
I understand your concern, but
Let's
we
go
are
with
here to do the
Mitroland.
job.
Mitroland is easier to pronounce. Mitroland. Taskdale is our capital. Enter.
Another ale, young miss. I'll be sure to have your funds ready.
We have cards. Wolotham. Nice roll next. Claim outskirts. Advisors. Oh man. Amiri. Regions. The region that ensures subjects' complaints and concerns are heard by their ruler serves as a link between the Baroness and the people. I immediately thought about Octavia. Counselor deals with troubles of the most common folk, helps settle land disputes and agricultural matters. There's advisor, ensures citizens remain loyal to the throne. Christian. The general is the highest ranking officer in the army of the barony and is responsible for watching the borders and protecting the realm. I mean, really? We cannot choose Valerie for this? So, two questions. First of all, if I appoint companions, I will still be able to take them with me to adventures, right? They are not stuck on a desk job. They still come with me. If you increase their relevant stats, their stats increases. Alright, second question. Will I be able to later change my assignments? Like change my advisors? Okay. Thank you. I am never choosing Greg for this job. We have no treasurer. No matter what deity he serves, the high priest strives to satisfy the spiritual needs of all citizens in the barony. No, I'm not choosing Harem. Harem? I think Harem does not even want the longevity of the barony or anything. I don't think he would serve as a good high priest. He would be like the cult leader, right? Mass suicide kind of cult leader, killing everyone. Yeah, I see that. I see the bottom parts. You can even create a merc, appoint him at a job. You'll have less stats. I won't do that. I won't do that for sure. So first of all, we have only one here. For now. Hot-headed is not a good trait. But Amiri is also crazy, so neither of them are good. But I want someone. I want someone. At least Amiri is not a maniac like Greg. Let's go with Amiri. Nah, I'm not appointing Greg now. Divine. I will appoint Jod. Community. Octavia always strives to solve problems peacefully. Valerie strives to follow the letter of the law. Labeda makes decisions that favor both his own interests and those of the barony. We will go with Octavia. It is the lower number, but I trust Octavia more than these. Well, I trust Valerie as well. I trust Valerie as well. But it is also plus, so we will go with Octavia. Amir is totally a maniac. Not as much as Reg. Reg is homicidal. Amir wouldn't kill anyone without a good reason. We will go with these choices. I know they are not the highest numbers, but we will go with these choices. I mean, you're also not right. Maybe we will not have a general. Maybe we won't have a general. If you're not going to optimize, I'm not going to turn it down. And I'm going to optimize to the best of my ability, but not with knowledge that I search for or you give me. You're not really giving me time to figure this out, Vero. You are telling me what I need to do with your hundreds of hours of experience. I will go with this right now. I will change later. The game didn't really tell me that you know, I don't think I should put someone here because I think both of them are bad choices. I don't think the game told me that I have to choose someone at every position regardless of what. I don't think that's what game said. Game told me that I need to appoint an advisor in positions so that I can react to what happens. Which is an important reason. But what if I don't want the reactions of these two? I don't even have a treasurer, so I cannot even appoint anyone here. I feel like we will soon find... Honestly, I'm surprised that we cannot appoint Valerie to this position. Maybe it's because of whatever this status. Wisdom. Charisma. So this is wisdom again. Okay, we will appoint Amiri. But I'm never appointing Reg. Those are the two generals that you have. There are no other generals, but the game told me there would be three positions. 3 different choices for each position. Casil was the other. Who is Casil? Ah, okay. Gotcha. Well, that sucks. That sucks. If we don't really have another option, then we are stuck with two maniacs. But I will keep Amiri, not Reg. Alright, let's see. curses, economy, projects. I don't even know. Now that the undead engineer's curse has been lifted, it might be prudent to study it and be more prepared next time. So, choose an advisor for this. Requires 45 days to solve. The divine statistic reflects the barony's piety, support of religious work in the region. Purchase. These things will tie up your advisors, okay. So Jod wouldn't be able to join me in the you know, the quest that we picked up that would happen in 30 days. Temple of the Elk. Or the other place. Just tie for management, okay. That's fine, that's fine. Rebuild the Temple of the Elk. Pillage the Temple of the Elk. As Swanky Kang, High Priest of Erastil from Restov, has a strong interest in spreading the Stag God's fate across the region. He is eager to build a shrine dedicated to Erastil on your lands, but at his own expense. Accept his offer if you wish to gain a useful ally and place of worship of Erastil. Of course! Of course! Some cars will pass time. Well, maybe I should save now. Oh, I can save here. Trade agreement with Sertova. Our merchants will receive right to establish a sizable trading post in the heart of New Statvan. Each city in the barony gains extra plus 5 BP per week. 2 BP for each town, 1 BP for each village. We cannot start that project. Wow, this is very, very complex compared to any other game with some management elements. Let's start this. So alternatives, they have no special interactions as real companions. Okay. You'd rather Cassil instead of those two. Cassil's bonus will stay at +4 forever. Okay. Let's see, can I start multiple of these? So this has an X because I don't have the treasurer advisor. And I also don't have the money. Where's my BP? 450 BP. So I want to rebuild, but this guy is tied in that. What about curses? What is it just this guy that can do any work? Regions, claim outskirts. Tristian cares for the people over all other concerns. So if the people in the outskirts say, "Oh, but I don't want to be a part of the barony," Tristian will say, "Okay, then you don't have to be part of the barony. I'll just go tell Mithral that you don't want it." But Octavia, I don't know. Let's start this. We'll see what happens. No, 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 no. Okay. I'm glad I saved. Thanks for that, Vera. So this ties me up as well. I cannot choose this right now. One of your barony stats has reached 20 points. It's time for you to increase its rank. What? First, meet up with your advisor, discuss the future of the state. To do so, return to your capital, click the button on the appropriate event card in the throne room. Whatever choices you make, remember your advisors may disapprove. If the current advisor decides that you argue too much, they will quit forever. After you talk to an advisor and make a decision, a new kingdom project will become available that will increase the stat rank. It will take you and your advisor 14 days to complete the project. Okay, we don't want that. Did I? We start this, we don't start anything else for now. Okay. Wow. Pretty complex stuff. Okay, this is my stash.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
How are you enjoying your duties as the High Priest?
Everything is all well, Your Grace. I just keep forgetting what a mess it is in the stolen lands, and how troubled are the minds of its people. Sometimes I must listen to such nonsense from my visitors. Erastil, forgive them.
You need to talk to one of your advisors to address important matters in your barony. To do that, you have to close the barony management screen, get back to the throne room. A tall young man of about 17 stands before you. He's athletic and his composure and bearing hint at nobility. A faint smile curves his lips, but his gaze remains cold and examining. As you approach, Lander stops studying his fingernails, his broad smile revealing brilliant white teeth. Ah, greetings. You certainly seem to be in high spirits. Truly high spirits indeed. Just this morning I received news from Brevoy. My illustrious mother, may the gods prolong her years, is terribly upset by the disappearance of yours truly. Lander's smile twists into a sneer. She's dispatched search parties to the neighboring provinces, discreetly of course. She fears whatever scandal might arise due to my absence. Lander sighs. Well, it's not the first time she's gone to such lengths. I'd like to learn more about you. Me? But I'm such a bore. Lander huffs indignantly, though he's clearly flattered by your attention. What would you like to know? Tell me about your family. As Lebeda is considered one of the most influential in Brevoy, and rightfully so. He owned the fertile lands around Lake Raykal and the Castle of Silverhall, an impressive structure, famous well beyond Brevoy's borders. He also controlled a significant amount of the lake and river shipping trade in the region. And if it's my family that's of interest to you, my father passed away long ago. My mother spent years attempting to marry my sister Elana, off to our beloved king, Noleski Sortova. As for myself, okay, so Elana. So how's Lebeda is trying to have good relations with Sortova? As for myself, well, the family remembers I exist on the rare, or not so rare, occasions when I end up causing everyone trouble. Lander gives you a disarming smile. Judging by that story, it seems no one is truly close to you. Close relations are a luxury that some people can't afford. Lander looks away for a moment before continuing. I once became close to a man I considered to be a mentor and a friend. I later learned he'd been using me to acquire information on my house's caravans for some local bandits. I learned much from that experience, and so I shall watch your entourage with a keen eye. I won't allow any untrustworthy and suspicious people to go unnoticed. You can trust me on that. What do you value most in people? Decisiveness. Lander answers immediately, then adds, well, sensible decisiveness. I've no taste for those who sit and mumble all day when the time to act has come. Not for those that rush in without consideration or planning. You came of age 2 years ago. Why, Lebeda, are you still the heir to the throne and not sitting upon it yourself? A throne is a curious thing. It owns you more than you own it. My mother bent over backwards to draw me into possession of my father's legacy, but I would like Lander to really see and do something in this world before he becomes Lord Lebeda. You will return home eventually, won't you? Of course, can't let a throne sit empty after all, especially not one so wealthy. Lander's eyes gleam. I will return someday, but for today my house can wait. I need to discuss politics and affairs of the barony with you. Always glad to provide counsel. What's going on between the royal house Sertova and Aldori sword lords? To be blunt, slight schemers battling for power against stubborn blusterers. Long ago, both of them ruled a kingdom of their own. The Sertovas ruled over Isia, and Aldori sword lords over Rostland. Then Coral Rogarvia came in with his dragons and made it abundantly clear to everyone that everything they saw around them was his. Who do you think ran quickest to express their deep devotion and loyalty? It certainly wasn't the Aldori. They fought to last, and they almost died out as a result. Over the next 2 centuries, the Sertovas squeezed everything they could from the benevolence of their rulers, and now, after the vanishing of Rogarvia line, Naleski Sertova has seized the throne. But Sertovas owe a blood debt to half of Brevoy. It will prove difficult for them to hold on to that power. This makes them paranoid. They see enemies everywhere, and the Aldori are no exception. What's my barony's role in Sertov-Aldori conflict? I'm certain they'll keep trying to win my support. The Aldori are brave and senseless. You are more likely to pull them out of trouble than be the one receiving aid. And the Sertovas are smart, but they'll gladly sell you out if they see profit in it. They're also unbearably boring, all of which means you made a wise decision when you picked me as your ally. Lander smiles. I wouldn't pander to either of them, but I'd also avoid angering either of them until there is good cause. What can you tell me of the River Kingdoms? Have you ever seen a jar full of spiders? It's much the same, only on a greater scale. A plethora of small nations and city-states that form spontaneously and dissipate just as rapidly. Nevertheless, there are those that could potentially pose a serious threat and become a promising ally. Pitax makes a fine example here. Any advice for me, Lander? I've met Castan Garrus before. He was an amiable, gregarious man. Not at all like he is now, Lander sighs. Now he's a broken man, and I don't consider it wise to trust broken people with important positions. If I decided to entrust you with some part of Barony's governance, what role would you be able to assume? Lander gives you a subtle smile. My abilities are so remarkable that you shouldn't consider me for anything less than regent. Speak to you later.
The way seems clear.
Ember,
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
what did you do to be exiled? I believe I have a right to know.
Fair enough. For a Garess, the prosperity of the house and the honor of the name stands above all else. And I was betrothed to a widow from another noble house. This union was of great importance to the family. However, 3 months before the wedding, I met a commoner girl.
He told this
gentle
before.
and pure, and we fell in love. I would have rather died than leave my Tanya. So I decided to break off the engagement with my noble bride. I could never have expected what would follow. My father was furious. I'd set a pointless love affair above the interests of the house. He expelled me from the family and ordered to leave our lands under threat of death. And Tanya, her mother was seriously ill, and she stayed behind to care for her rather than follow me into exile. Thus, I was on my own, disgraced, without a name, and without love.
Welcome, Alpi. Did we get stuck with the building? No, I didn't accept it back there. I refused it.
Don't imagine that I ask for pity. Everyone gets what they deserve.
If I were to offer you a public position, what job would you like to do?
I believe I can manage to uphold the law. Being a warden would suit me well.
I'll see you later. Farewell. Tristan smiles as you approach. Greetings. How may this humble chosen of the great Saren Ray help you? Tell me about yourself. About myself? I wouldn't know where to begin. Tristan pauses for a moment in thought. You know my name, my fate. I follow Saren Ray, and I have traveled from the Padishah Empire of Kalesh to here. What else do you want to know? Forgive me, but from your manner and appearance, you don't strike me as a Kalishite. Tristan smiles softly. You have nothing to apologize for. Truly, I have received my name and appearance from my parents, who had come to Kalesh from afar. I never knew them, for the fate had separated us when I was young. So I grew up in Kalesh, raised by the followers of Serenray. My home is where my heart is, within the temples of the great goddess, among the wise and generous men that took upon themselves the care of a child that was so unlike them. I learned mercy and patience at an early age, and it is these virtues that have made me the man I am today. Do you enjoy traveling? Tristan nods, his eyes light up. Oh yes, no library and no archive, however large, would have ever allowed me to learn as much of the world as I have in my journeys. It was only outside the temple walls I realized every living being is a world unto themselves, a world where many contradictions and passions coexist. Each realm leaves its mark on the lives that live there. Only by visiting it, by breathing the same air, walking on the same soil, can you understand these people, what drives them, what frightens them, their dreams, and how they honor their gods. Doesn't being outside the temple make you uncomfortable? Tristan shakes his head. There are many ways to honor one's gods, Mithril. It's true, shrines play a role in the lives of many of the faithful, but even more find other ways to serve Serenray. The healing light values good deeds above all else. I cannot stand by and watch evil claim others. Tristan thinks for a moment, then raises an eyebrow. Perhaps there's another reason why I chose to go on my pilgrimage, leaving behind the temples of Kalesh. Tristan touches his chest. My faith is in my heart and in my hands. Millions honor Serenray in her temples, and my soul is filled with joy when I think of their devotion to the goddess. Nevertheless, my path is a different one. Do you know where you are going next? No, my thoughts were far from it, for my mission here is not yet done. Tristan stares at you in surprise. Why do you ask? Do you wish me to leave your lands? To the contrary, I hope you stay with me for as long as you can. Thought of you leaving is not a welcome one. Tristan nods, smiling. I too would not welcome the thought of leaving you. Tristan pauses, then gives a rueful smile, shaking his head. My apologies. I don't know what came over me. I simply wanted to say I won't leave you until you asked me to. And still, I hope that won't happen. Tristan stops, his face red. What can you tell me of Serenray? Serenray is the goddess of temperance and patience. Solar flame goddess teaches us compassion for the weary and mercy to those who go astray. What would you like to know of her? I'd like to hear about the history of your faith. There is much to tell, but I'm afraid I would miss the mark, and I fear I would bore you. Is there something specific you wish to know? How did Serenray come to be? Serenray is one of the Golarian's eldest deities. Once she was an angel that had gathered the armies of her celestial allies behind her. The battle in which she showed her valor decided the fate of the whole world, and in her victory she was rewarded with divinity. In the sacred text, Serenray is shown to be a beautiful bronze-skinned maiden, her hair dancing flame. Tristan smiles lightly. But her appearance is not what matters. It is the grace she brings with her touch, the healing, and salvation. Tell me about this battle you mentioned. What was the act of valor of Serenray? Her greatest moment of glory in her battle against the monstrous Rovagog, who threatened to destroy Golarion. Is her battle against the monstrous Rovagog, who threatened to destroy Golarion. Serenray delivered the strike that staggered the horrendous creature and allowed her allies to shackle it. Once the rough beast was captured, the goddess split the earth, and the gods threw the behemoth into the depths. Once it was done, the goddess sealed the pit, and commanded her faithful to stay away from the scar that was left in the land. Tristan falls silent for a few moments. Alas, mortal beings are imperfect. Not even the most faithful among us can always follow their deity's commandments, even when such commandments are meant to save the world and their followers. I, for one, pray the goddess is never again as furious as she was with Gorms. You mentioned Gorms, what happened to it? Tristan sighs. An error of faith, perhaps a lesson, but it speaks of the danger when one listens to the mortal words and one stops listening to their faith. Serenray forbade her followers from coming near the palace of Rovagog's imprisonment, but some of her priesthood misread her will and began to preach of a sacred place, where the mightiest of temples dedicated to the goddess were to be constructed. The people listened to these sermons and went forth to the lands touched by Serenray's scimitar. On the scar that sealed the well, they founded Gorms, a holy city that was to become the greatest monument to Serenray. Unsurprisingly, after the city was built, faithful from all Golarion traveled there to worship. Serenray sent omens and visions, urging her followers to leave the dangerous place filled with the dark will of the shackled Rovagog. But in their pride, the people misinterpreted or ignored the signs altogether, for they had already come under Rovagog's influence. Finally, the goddess sent her herald to the city, but the fanatics killed him. Realizing the people had turned from her, the enraged goddess smote Gorms, razing it from the face of Golarion with a single strike of her scimitar. Tristan shakes his head. Today it's called the Pit of Garmus, a well of pain and suffering. Tell me about the Pit of Garmus. Tristan shakes his head. It's a great crevasse in the earth and eastern Casmeran. The lands surrounding it are dead, soaked in poison. The Pit of Garmus seems bottomless until someone dares to gaze into its depths. All who have dared to tell of a strange, distant glow, a glow that followed them in their dreams ever since. 20-mile wide chasm located in the windswept wastes of eastern Casmeran. Over thousands of years, a dozen spawn of Rogak has emerged from the pits. Okay. Legends tell that the god Rogak himself is bound. Okay. Throughout all of history, the Pit of Garmus has spawned creatures, hideous beasts of overwhelming power and driven by only a single desire, to destroy everything they see. Some were defeated, others as the nightmarish Ulunat, whose carapace to this day towers above the capital of Osirian. Some were defeated, such as the nightmare. Others proved too strong to be defeated by mortal hands. Tristan frowns. The most terrible of them all was the Tarask, the Armageddon engine, who to this day lies dormant deep beneath Avestan. If this game makes us fight the Tarask, have wars ever been waged in Serenray's name? Tristan sighs. Alas, yes. Terrible battles were once fought between the followers of Nethys, Norgonber, and Serenray in the lands now known as Rohadum. To my shame, I must admit that this conflict was started by my brothers and sisters. They came to a foreign land to make way for the goddess's light with sword and fire. The calamity became known as the Oath Wars, a catastrophe that led to the inheritance of Rahadum to deny all gods, banning all faiths from their lands. Alas, the mortal vessel is imperfect, and even a pure faith may be distorted by blind ambition. Tristan goes silent for a moment, and great suffering may occur in its name. What are the teachings of Serenray? Okay, this is a very long conversation. Solar Flame Goddess is the light of salvation even to those who have been forsaken by the other gods. She teaches us mercy and forgiveness for as long as they may be useful to a soul's salvation. You make it sound like the followers of Serenray will try to find good even in a bandit with a knife to their throat. Do not mistake compassion for weakness, Mitral. One hand of Serenray is shrouded in healing light, the other holds a scimitar. Following their goddess, the priests learn to wield this weapon starting childhood, and they do not hesitate to use it if a dispute cannot be settled peacefully. Serenray preaches mercy, yet her compassion is not infinite. They give a second chance to all who ask, but if they reject it, if they persist in their sins, they will face the goddess's retribution. Are there any undeserving of mercy? Tristan blindly gazes past you into the distance for several moments. When he speaks again, his voice is quiet, reflexive, as if echoing his thoughts. Undeserving of mercy, would even Serenray herself find the compassion too? Tristan shudders as if awakening from a trance. Forgive me, your words, they are not easy ones to reconcile, and even priests such as I, we debate them to this day. What is the point at which a soul is irredeemable, or is it a failing of the priests themselves? These are difficult questions you ask, Mitral, questions wise men have debated for centuries. Does a being that has been tainted by evil to its very roots, that rejects its own salvation, still deserve compassion? Can those compelled to do evil by others still seek forgiveness? There is no easy answers on these issues among Serenray's followers. As for me, I believe that every soul carries the potential for goodness within, no matter the crime. The guilty may find forgiveness if they repent and cast off the evil that led to the deed. I believe this with all my heart, Mitral. I like this idea, even though following through with it demands a lot of spiritual strength. It does, yet I think you're equal to the task, Mitral. No, I'm certain of it. And one needn't worship Serenray to practice mercy. All are capable of it. What are your duties as a follower of Serenray? My goddess strives to see the best, even in the dark gods. She never abandons the hope of their redemption. The priests of Serenray follow her teachings, akin to the healing light herself, who emanates warmth and heeds the call of those in need. He aid the suffering in body and spirit throughout Golarion. The priests of Serenray are willing to help anyone, no matter the fate of the one in need. Each plea must be heard. Every misfortune deserves compassion. be it a peasant seeking a blessing for the harvest, or a murderer seeking repentance the night before their execution. Sometimes the mercy of Solar Flame Goddess is the last thing that can save one's soul from ruin. We have no right to withhold it from the truly repentant. How is Senrei worshipped? Many worship Solar Flame Goddess in our temples. Some make the pilgrimage to the Everlight Oasis, but even those who do not serve the goddess directly rarely shine the festivities dedicated to her, the Sunrod Festival for one. What are the temples of Senrei like? Senrei's shrines are often open to the sky and the goddess's life-bringing sunlight. Her light fills the temple, enshrouds the parish in warmth, and grants its blessing to all in need. In Kalesh, crowds gather during the services so that all may feel the blessing of the goddess. The most ingenious devices are constructed by some of the faithful to please the goddess. I have seen a temple of Senrei which housed a complicated array of mirrors, all to direct the light of the sun to the altar. Tell me of the Everlight Oasis. I have never been there, but the stories say it's a wondrous place sacred to Senrei's faithful. The oasis is located in Zelshabar, which lies in Casmeron. Pilgrims from throughout Galarian travel there, seeking the goddess's blessing. According to legend, the waters of the Everlight Oasis are imbued with healing properties, and anyone who bathes in them shall be cured of any ailment. Tristan smiles in thought. Just imagine, a place where people from all around the world come together to worship. What stories they must share. What is the Sunrod Festival? The Sunrod Festival takes place on the day of the summer solstice, when the prayers of her flock can reach Senrei the easiest. On this day, Kalesh blooms with color in each corner of the Padisha Empire. The people praise their goddess by dancing and singing, setting up fireworks and flying kites. I hope this beautiful custom shall one day reach our lands as well, Mitra. The more I hear, the more it seems your Senrei isn't worth a damn. I'm not choosing that, of course. What brought you to these lands? I've heard rumors that these lands are cursed. The curses are growing stronger, as if something is granting them power. I could not ignore such rumors. What curses are you talking about? Tristan cocks his head to the side in wonder. Do you not see? Every word uttered in the heat of an argument turns into a prophecy here, just waiting to fulfill itself. And if it were only for the people, the land itself is seething with curses so ancient their origins are impossible to trace. Take the abandoned temple of Erastil where we met. What happened to it? What first compelled the priest to leave such a magnificent temple behind to the whims of nature? Will we ever know? I myself was nearly slain by beasts. Fortunately, you came along, following Jod, and saved me. I owe you a great debt. Great debts. You've come a great distance, indeed. Tristan laughs heartily. When you look at it that way, then yes, but please do not think that I came all the way from Kalesh because of mere curiosity. I was wondering long before that. It's a custom of our fate. The farther our paths take us, the more people we may help. Why did Jod see you in his premonition? Senrei sees all the good gods and goddesses as her allies. Many have fought alongside the goddess against the menace of Rovagog, Erastil among them. By offering my prayers to Senrei, I let her know of my misfortune in the Temple of the Elk. The merciful goddess did not ignore my plea. But whom could she have asked for aid than Erastil, whose fate is strong in these lands? Erastil had sent Jod a sign, and you came just in time to rescue me. Tristan sighs. To tell the truth, I was certain my journey was at end, and those creatures were to be the death of me. He's too pretty. I like his hair. You have spent much time here. What do you think the future holds for these lands? These are cruel lands. As I came here, I bore witness to much pain and suffering, but I have seen equal kindness among those seeking to protect themselves and their loved ones. The people of the stolen lands are resolute and true to themselves. I admire their strength. Alas, I do not yet what powers the curses that flourish in this land, but I swear I will not leave until we have the answer and the means to cleanse them. You must forgive me for not swearing on Senrei's name, but as of late I have troubled the goddess too much as it is. And it would better serve her true action, not prayer. You called yourself the Chosen of Senrei. What did you mean by that? Sorry, that was a mere jest. A Dracolytes at my temple used to tease me with that title. This should tell you how pious and devoted I was compared to them. And yet my faith is strong. Senrei knows this and protects me in times of great peril. If something ever threatens my life, by her divine powers I am transported to a safe location. So Tristan and Lindsay are basically plot armored. they cannot die, which tell me many of the companions can die, but these two cannot, which means they become important or are already important. In the case of Lindsay, you cannot even kick her out. I tried it off stream. You cannot kick her out of the party. She refuses to leave because she writes the log, right? So Tristan must have another very important role coming up. We will see. I should go. Tristan Boss is at a pleasure.
Marmalade!
Aegis. Hello.
A6 is still here after 4 months, and has just resubscribed. Hey, long time no see. I've been off Twitch for some time while playing through BG3. Hope you've been doing alright. Kingmaker is also in my backlog, smile.
It's good to see you, Aegis. Thank you so much for the resub, I appreciate it. I am doing very well, and I'm enjoying Kingmaker a lot. It's very complex, we are slowly learning. Every stream there is something new to learn. And if it's in your backlog, you definitely shouldn't watch. It's a great game, and you would probably want to, experience it yourself rather than get spoilers here. But yeah, definitely play it. How is Baldur's Gate 3 going? Have you finished it now that you are back in Twitch? Storyteller. The man standing before you resembles an elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled, and his beard is as white as mountain snow. The man seems to be completely blind. The old man stares past you with unseeing eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. He mutters a soft melody, swaying back and forth slightly to his rhythm. The man shudders briefly and stops singing. His mouth opens and closes a few times, bringing to mind the fish brought ashore. Ah, who is there? Is that you, your grace? Who are you? You finished it, nice. You're a bit of a completionist like me in these kinds of games. It took you a long time. Yeah, I imagine it might have taken a long time. You have much easier time picking up Kingmaker than BG3. Well, we will see. We will see. I will play both most definitely. We will certainly play Baldur's Gate 3 soon enough. If not after this game, then in a few games. I have no doubt it will be chosen, and I'm excited to play that one also. But first, Kingmaker, of course. Yeah, you would definitely enjoy Kingmaker, Eggs. Give it a try when you have the time. Who are you? I'm an elf from Kyonin. My name is not important. I am the storyteller, collector of stories. I collect unknown legends of ancient times. The man smiles. It doesn't seem to be directed toward you. Long ago, I was a smith in Kyonin. The fire of the forge has burned out my eyes, but I'm grateful for it. If I could see, I would yet forge suits of armor for Yadara's guards. Instead, I have stepped on the path of an adventure and gathered of ancient legends. The old man ponders silently for a moment. Many people are long dead. Their homes crumbled to dust, and their bodies turned to ash. Only legends can still tell us their triumphs and defeats, their joys and fears. I would be so interested to hear the stories told about us after our demise. I have always been drawn to the stolen lands, where countless expeditions, armies, and even kingdoms have met their untimely ends. When I learned of a new barony being founded in the heart of these lands, I knew I wanted to be part of its story. So I made my journey here. Are you really an elf? Do other elves age like you have? A common question. Despite my unusual looks, I am an elf. And an old one, yes, perhaps older than any other elf of Kyonin. However, I doubt my age alone is responsible for my appearance. I keep the stories of many people and races, some forever gone from the face of Golarion. But they live on in my memory and my heart. When I accept a new story, I lock it within myself, bearing the weight of its words and emotions they invoke. I sometimes think that I probably should have died long ago, but some incomprehensible force is keeping me alive and granting me the ability to continue my quest to gather stories. Be it divine power or foul curse, I am grateful either way. How could you tell it was me? The old man smiles slightly. It's not so hard to recognize a ruler by the way she walks. No one in here steps as confidently as you, your grace. Alright, would you care to trade stories with me? The man's voice rustles like autumn leaves. I am a collector, not a trader. If I share a story with you, you receive the power to pass it further, changing or embellishing it, whether willingly or not. Can I be certain you will keep my stories intact in their absolute purity? The storyteller ponders for several moments. No, I don't think so. At least not yet. These legends are the most precious valuables of this world, and the last remnants of ancient tribes. They are beacons illuminating the way to the past, allowing us to meet generations long gone. I cannot let their light fade. The path to the past must not be lost. The old man thinks for a moment, then continues. But I can offer you a deal, Your Grace. If on your journeys you discover items that come from eras past, you mean like these bags of coins and the scabbards and the broken wand and the damaged armor, you know, we pour the items from the truck in front of the guy. If on your journeys you discover items that come from eras past, bring them to me, and if my eyes can see stories that these relics hold, I will gladly share them with you. I don't know if that is a compliment or a veiled insult. Like, Van Mitral finally sees the thing that's been hinted at. Finally. Yeah. This streamer, dude. Sometimes. Remind me what it is you want from me. In your travels, pay special attention to items from ancient eras. There must be an abundance of such things throughout the stolen lands. For these lands remember stories of the rise and fall of many kingdoms. Thank you. I was joking. Thank you, Vera. And if you find all the pieces of any ancient artifacts, I can even recall my smithing skills to unite them and restore their power. I found the shards of an ancient artifact. Can you restore it for me at the anvil? May I? The storyteller gently touches the items from your pack. Oh, this is Sespenar at the same time. You know, pours the back, looks at the items. A one piece, another one piece. But you also need a third one piece. The scorched piece of metal is a part of a curious artifact known as the Necklace of Double Crosses. Oh, well. Inside it I sense a story of many deeds, not heroic, but low and maleficent. If you find all 7 of his fragments, I will be able to restore the artifact and recount its inglorious story. Remember me, should you find anything noteworthy. I brought some railings. Are any worthy of a story? The storyteller's eyebrows raise. How interesting. May I, Your Grace? He gently touches the items from your pack. The money. 3800. A coin from an non-existent country. When Coral the Conqueror mastered Drossland, having claimed it for Brevoy, he prohibited the issuance and use of such coins. Both ordinary folk and the Eldori sword lords were required to use the coins, decorated with Coral's profit. But no one was quick to be rid of these prohibited coins, oh no. In many houses they still store boxes and whole chests of such coins, waiting for the day when Drossland declares its independence. Oh, the tokens! Storyteller fingers caress the symbol shaped like a tree leaf. And what is this? I hear the voices of trees, smell of scent of fresh leaves. A dryad mark, is it not? I would be able to purchase it from you. Salt Dude carries a lot of cash. You're like intercession Nigerian priest. The storyteller eyed the toys with the ancient plain-looking coin. What was the name of the Caloran ruler who issued this coin? Does anyone remember now? What did the Cyclopes use to purchase? Food? Books? Weapons? Perhaps someone's life or their freedom. Who can say? Its history was erased by the Earthfall, but I will buy it from you for significantly more than it was worth in its own time. The storyteller weighs the soldier's tag in his palm. A soldier does not ask where the banners of war are headed. He or she goes to battle, dies, and leaves it to others to decide whether the cause was just. This tag belonged to one of the many warriors who helped establish the glory of the Taldan Empire. If you would permit me, I would gladly purchase it from you. Ah, the belongings of brave heroes who performed their feats here before you. I sense you would be interested to hear their story. These lands took many lives and spawned many legends. I can now tell you of a distant expedition undertaken by a group of Brevik heroes to a place known as the Drowned Trees. I would be able to trade the whole set of items for their story. Can you hear it calling to us? Let us hurry. Tell me about the Drowned Trees. 600 experience, 4000 for collecting the whole set. That's pretty good. I am glad I found all of them. I am guessing some of them might be easy to miss, but we were thorough. Maybe they were very easy to find, and I wasn't thorough at all, who knows. I hear rowlocks creaking, river water splashing, bushes rustling and arrows singing through the air. I feel an invincible will. Invincible will, a cold resolution to finish what's been started, no matter the cost. My chain armor clings to my body, and my young hands grip a sword tightly. I am the leader of a group of brave souls set off to the stolen lands to clear them from bandits once and for all. We sail on a large freight boat. It serves as bait for the bandits, who keep throwing themselves at it, only to find death. A death as inglorious as the life they've lived. From time to time, we manage to capture a prisoner. While our Inquisitor talks to them, I go to the stern, shutting my ears to their cries. I remind myself that these are scum, drenched in blood to their elbow. I think upon the cause, freedom for my own land, an independent Rosland, but still my goosebumps rise with each pitiful cry. I must steel myself and be strong. Some of them were behind perception checks. He sanded that you didn't create a party of Miami bookworms. Thanks for the suggestion to have perception on multiple characters. A few people told me that it is important. It definitely helped, I think. Please continue. Who is in your group? A paladin, a ranger, a sorceress, a priest, an inquisitor, and me. A fighter. All experienced combatants, over and over. We've saved each other's lives in times of need. Why do you question the prisoners? The bandits attacking our boat are small fry. We are looking for their main lair, a place known as the Drowned Trees. We seek the leader of the bandits, an underwater monster named Dargot Grun, and we will not leave without his head. You have so much more to pursue. Yeah, I guess so. Have there always been so many bandits in stolen lands? This land swarms with them, and we meet them more often than the common merchants. You see, we started a rumor that Aldori swordlords are using this boat to sneak treasures out of the country. Now half the gangs in the area are hunting us. Please continue. At night, it seems a whole army is attacking our boat. Far too many for us to fend off, but luckily we don't have to. While they battle monsters we've summoned in a pitch-black magical darkness, we drink the potions we prepared and dive under the water. The scum break into the hold, but instead of treasure, they find their final surprise, the work of a Restovic alchemist, a trap. A dozen barrels of highly explosive oils. We watch from a safe distance as the boat is blown to pieces. In a deafening explosion, everything has gone according to plan. The more who die here, the fewer will meet in the Drowned Trees. But you just lost your ship though. We marched through the forest, then camped to regain our strength. Their nest is close. Our Inquisitor discovered everything, even the location of their secret entrance. Today we rest. Tomorrow, the Bandit King will draw his final breath. Even if you sneak into the bandit camp unseen, how will you handle all of them? Each of us is worth 2 dozen in battle. Besides, we are well prepared. Chaos, confusion, and summoned monsters will be at our side. And fire. A lot of fire. What kind of a secret entrance? An underwater path winding along the swamp bottom. We had potions to breathe freely underwater. We couldn't see beyond our outstretched arms in the muddy water, and there were plenty of traps along the way, but the Inquisitor learned all the signs that marked the safe passage. At least we believe she did. Please continue. We trudged through muddy waters. Suddenly, a giant log studded with blades fall from a bow. I managed to stagger back, but the paladin who walked alongside me is now a gory sight, spread thin across the grounds. It's paladin paste. The next moment, a monstrous creature emerges from the darkness, a twisted cross between fish and monkey. Its clawed hand reaches out, effortlessly melting away at the Inquisitor's flesh, then ripping out her heart. This is the king of the bandits, Dargudrun. The bandit we captured did not lie, but the secret passage he spoke of led right into the underwater lair of his master. I bury my terror deep in my soul. There was no time for weakness. There were only 4 of us left, and we are gasping for air by the time the freak's lifeblood stains the water. We leave the beheaded body on dry land, then retreat and recover. Only now I allow my hands to tremble, my breath to race unbidden, my tears to flow. What kind of a monster was this Dargudrun? They say he was once a normal human, but he offended a powerful fae. She cursed him, turning him into a monster. But one bestowed with the ability to breathe underwater and melt human flesh with his touch. With these powers, he became the Bandit King. Do you find anything useful in Dargot's lair? Oh yes, the Bandit King was a true collector of magical items. We lost 2 of our friends, but what we found there would help us finish what we started. So the bandit wanted to set you up, but he played right into your hands? You could say so. Dargudrun didn't expect an armed party to appear there before him. But we too were unprepared for the encounter. The bandit's lie cost both sides dearly. The next night, we returned the same way. We swim up to the surface and quietly gather our bearings. Above us loom the drowned trees, enormous dead trunks emerging from the water. Bridges crisscrossing their branches. The air is filled with the sounds of battle. Having lost their king, the bandits now battle each other for power, and we are ready to join the fight. We leave at dawn. Behind us, the smoke rises up to the sky. The bandit nest smolders and blazes. Only two of us remain, the priest and I. We've won, but this victory tastes of ash, cinders and swamp ooze. I ask him, "Tell me, Ezvanki, was it worth it?" He puts his hand on my shoulder and says, "Yes, Jamandi." What? Well, not the same Jamandi. Now the stolen lands will be ours. I wish I believed him. Wait, Ezwanki and Jamandi? Those are the two names of the people we have met. Could they really be them? The storyteller heaves a sigh, runs his hand over his face, and rubs his temples. Thus the expedition to the drowned trees came to an end, I must admit. It was no easy feeling for me to stand in the place of this daring woman. The steel of her soul was colder than ice. Wait, is this the story of Jamandi Aldori? But she's still alive. Some people have become legends in their own lifetime. Jamandi has performed so many glorious feats, there may yet be more ahead. I'm kind of feeling bad about not outright allying, accepting the half-orc stepson. Jamandi is a legend. Legend. Maybe I made a mistake picking this 17-year-old boy. If Jamandi has once cleared the stolen lands of bandits, why must we do it all over again? The death of Dargut Drune and the destruction of drowned trees weakened the bandits, but not for long. The paladin who died was a noble. It was he who was supposed to claim the stolen lands and send in his troops. While Jamandi sought another candidate or a priest capable of performing a resurrection ritual, a new bandit leader emerged in the destroyed fortress on the banks of the Tusk Water. Within the year, the stolen lands were swarming with gangs once more. Van has putting a smug teenager into a position of power ever been the wrong option? Honestly, I thought this kid is not really, too loyal to his family, and could be, if not brainwashed, then influenced enough to be fully part of us, rather than trying to convert us to their family's side. And also, he was a politician rather than a fighter. So I thought recruiting him might be the better idea. We will see if I'm going to regret that. We will see. Thank you for this story, storyteller. The storyteller inclines his head respectfully. Could you tell me one of your stories again? No. Your stories are amazing. You make it sound as though you're actually there in the moment. Just throwing shade at teenagers. Yeah, I know, I understand. But that's the reasoning why I chose him. The storyteller nods. I gained this gift after I lost my eyes. When I touch relics, I can feel the thoughts and emotions of those who previously owned them. If the emotions are strong enough, I can even see the events that left those impressions. I need a wise advisor at my court. Would you like to serve me in matters of state? The storyteller's voice grows soft. Thank you for your words. I am unlikely to be able to interpret the intricacies of the political world or the affairs of the treasury, but my advice regarding the magic of the arts would be useful to any ruler. I'll leave you to your legends till we meet again. The storyteller doesn't answer, his unseeing eyes staring ahead blankly. The Amiri. So, wait. What am I missing? I was told I needed to talk to one of the advisors. So we have Jod, Octavia, Tristian, Amiri, and Lander. I have talked to all of them. It's in the journal. Oh, I have already talked to them. Is this it? While the Baroness was busy with the council, sad news arrived from the capital. The last good barn fell apart. A replacement needs to be constructed quickly before the neighbors give the settlement to the humiliating name of Great Ruins. Okay. Okay. Begin constructing of a new building in the capital. I don't think I have seen that menu yet. You can build stuff. Yeah, I need to take a look at that. Treasurer. Appoint one of your advisors to the treasurer. You may claim new regions. Claiming a region will allow you to significantly increase your barony stats and found settlements in new lands. Here is what you must do to claim a new region. Meet special regional conditions, complete the quest or reach a certain rank, collect sufficient BP, find an unoccupied advisor who can take charge of the claim. As soon as you start the kingdom project to claim a region, time will automatically speed up. Okay. After the new territory is claimed and annexed into your domain, the boundaries of the state will change, and you will receive all the bonuses granted by claiming the region. So, nothing is built yet. Enter. You may construct buildings to increase your barony stats. Each building has a custom BP and a construction time. You may construct several buildings simultaneously. To start the construction, select the building. Okay. Buildings may provide special bonuses if you meet certain conditions. Most commonly, 2 buildings must stand close together to grant the bonus. Okay, so we also need to place them optimally? How detailed is this thing? Make sure you use this feature to your full... But how am I going to know if the building comes up in the future? If a, combo building... I guess we will find out. Some buildings can be placed on these designated spots or areas. That's why it's one of your all-time favorites. Yeah, it is nuts. It is nuts. Some buildings can be placed on designated spots or areas. As examples, a pier must be built in water. Mill must be built with no other buildings around it. They can be moved? Okay. Alright. If they can be moved. Demolish a building to get rid of it. Recover half of the resources you spent on construction. If you want to move a building, you will have to demolish the old one, gaining half, construct it again. Okay, so they cannot be simply dragged. You won't have to spend any extra BP, you will have to wait for construction to finish in this location. Okay. +1 military. +1 stability. +1 loyalty when located in a settlement with a windmill. +1 stability with a tavern. This is crazy. We can build walls. Monuments. Community loyalty. Orphanage. Restrict to the baronies with a good alignment. Shop. They can be upgraded also. Affects Forge, Foundry, Smithy. I don't know. I don't know. This is all too much. I'm going to take a look at something. I kind of feel like... Now, of course, I don't know for sure. But I feel like I should do this immediately, as soon as possible. So 150 BP I need to keep. I can spend 300 building. Let's spend some money. Piers. So there is only one water building. It has to be Piers. Affects lumberyard. How do you get... Okay, let's build this. It gives +1 economy. Yeah. It gives +1 economy, right? But I don't know what economy does, that's the thing. I don't know what these stats actually do. Like community, loyalty. I guess they keep my people happy basically. Community is happiness. Economy is money we earn every turn or round or whatever. Unit stats to increase to have the upgrade events. Okay, Pierce here. We will go with that. And we also modify event chances. I think a good strategy to begin with would be to set up an economy heavy setting. In the capital. So we want the lumberyard. We don't need lumberyard to ever be next to anything. So we can set it up far away. Possibly. I can build more? I can build more than one. Some have specialties that are regionally useful. Gotcha. So shop is economy also. When adjacent to a tavern. You have to sell a building to move it? Yeah, I read it. You sell it for half the cost, then you rebuild it for half the cost, but the time has to pass. Yeah, I read it, Alpi. Thank you. +1 espionage when next to barracks. So tavern, we can put the tavern in the middle. One question. Do these buildings ever get bigger? Especially when they are upgraded, or are they always one grid? They upgrade when you village upgrade. They don't get bigger, okay. You like this town building stuff? I'm loving it too, QP. You will get access to bigger buildings. So let's see. So windmill can only be built in the separate slots. Granary of brewery. Oh, can only be built here. The separate slots. I think I made a mistake placing the lumberyard here. Can only be built in the separate slots. See, I didn't know this. Let's reload. You always like having keeps and such. Me too, I love it. I wanted to end early today, but I cannot. This is too much fun. I need to keep looking at this for a bit more.
I'm tired.
Okay. Let's see. Longhouse. This is not bigger either. So windmill, watchtower. Forget espionage. Let's go with community. Piers here. Tavern here. So tavern upgrades barracks. +1 to relations when next to longhouse. Let's get a longhouse. We probably want more than one longhouse, let's see. It looks like. Arrows show which ones upgrade. Put a longhouse here. Shop. +1 to economy when next to a tavern. I think I saw a smithy. +1 economy when adjacent to a shop. So shrine. Herbalist house. Granary. Place to store grain and food. You are getting a free shrine. Oh yeah. I can place the shrine. I can already place it, right? Oh, no, I cannot. Okay, we will place it later.
What harm can a 15-year-old girl cause? I'm only a child!
Hey, Siren. Hey, Blackbird. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. It's tomorrow, actually. Leaving those spots on the map also costs 15 BP. That's fine. 7 days, yeah. We will place the shrine here, next to this longhouse. The thing is, I think I need... Maybe I need more than one longhouse. No. How are you, Blackbird? How are you today?
New
Tech
critical
jail,
hits
reinforced
boost.
walls.
Blackbird 7 Twitch just boosted Dink Smallwood.
Oh. Where's Dink Smallwood? It's gone. Oh, what? Where did Dink Smallwood go? Oh, what? Why is there two of these? What happened here? Okay. Thanks for the boost, Blackbird. Installing Kingmaker. Okay. Brewery. +1 to loyalty when located in a settlement with a windmill. We do have a windmill. But it doesn't necessarily have to be next to the tavern. Place it here. Shrine we are going to place here. Lumberyard. Place lumberyard here. Monuments. Community loyalty. Herbalist house can be upgraded. +1 when next to shrine. That's fine. Affects windmill. Windmill. We have granary. We need brew. We have brewery. We need granary. And let's... Oh. I placed two things wrong. Orphanage. Let's place the orphanage. Okay. This is great. And we are going to place shrine here. Maybe this is not the best that could have been done. But we will place the shrine here. And we also have 165. Which is enough to go for this. Purchase BP. Oh! Oh, this is not bad at all. You cannot set an advisor for a stat until you get it to rank 1. It can be useful to try and get all stats to rank 1 quickly. Oh, these are the stats. These are the stats. Okay, I hadn't understood what that was. Did you notice the green line? Yeah, I noticed them, but I don't have money for those. Okay, espionage, culture, relations. Alright, so what we are going to do is... I need to look around this place. But I don't want to go late today. So I will just take a quick look. I may leave the exploration to either of stream or the next stream. But I want to start the claiming of the the claiming quest. What was?
my savior.
Oh no.
You asked
More
if
dialogue.
we'd meet again, and here I am. I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power? I will show you a place where we can finally meet in flesh, you and I. Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard, which I remember as a seed. A shadow under its green crown I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lady, and come alone. A nymph's reward
Come alone?
awaits you.
I don't trust this. Wait, I wish to ask you something.
Forgive me, nymphs are not made for cities. The noise and vanity of human settlements vex me. I will answer all your questions, but there, in the silence of my asylum.
I was happy to help. I'll see you soon in the verdant chambers.
So long. I will await you there, as the ground waits for spring under the heavy winter's snow.
So let's see. Okay, this map isn't too terrible. Into the house. The throne room, Octavia. Let's look around. Okay, I said I will end early. I'm going late, but it's for a good cause. They're voting her off the ship? No. I never played Among Us either.
The way seems clear. Damn this silly thing!
Ah. Well, we can always come back. Christian, Valerie, let's check Valerie. You see a stout man suited in well-worn armor. His face is framed with silvery stubble. His fleshy nose is red and pockmarked. He radiates perfect calm. As you approach, he bows respectfully and with dignity. Highland, your grace, captain of the city guard. A young dwarf girl salutes you awkwardly. Delia, assistant to the captain. Happy to serve, your grace. Highland, do the guards have everything they need? There are sufficient munitions and supplies, your grace. The salary is fair. We have enough to buy toys for the kids and a jug of beer when the shift is done. Of course, the town is growing. It would be nice to expand the ranks, but we can manage that ourselves. I'd like to learn something about those who serve me. Of course, your grace. I've been a guard all my life. I started the snot-nosed runt in the night watch. Restov is famous for his fencing schools. Young people from all over the river kingdoms come to study there. It seems every other person has a sword, and every third thinks they know how to use it better than all the rest. A misspoken word or drunken fight can quickly lead to a stabbing rampage. That's why there are so many guards in the city. They don't accept just anyone. Lady Gemanti took note of my achievements and marked me for advancement. That's why I'm here. As for Delia, I found her on the street about a decade ago. I remember vividly a tiny dwarf girl sitting on the temple steps, dirty face, barefoot, feeding a piece of bread to a stray cat. I saw her and my heart missed a beat. The captain looks away. Where's she from? Who left her alone and why? Only Era still knows. As she grew, I tried to send her to learn a craft, but you can talk sense into a dwarf. She wanted to be a guard and that's that. So now I'm teaching her myself. Lucky she has a head on her shoulders and a fair bit of strength. I don't remember hiring a guard captain or any guards for that matter. I came here from Resto with a dozen of my best guards by order of Lady Jamandi Aldori, your grace. I hired the rest from among the locals. Don't you worry, Your Grace. We are now the subjects of the barony. We've sworn to serve you faithfully and loyally, and you can count on us. Besides, we draw our salary from your chests. The captain looks at the female guard, raising his brow, then sighs and looks at you. Of course, every one of us is ready to die protecting Your Grace, but there's still some work to be done when it comes to discipline. You know the dwarven otter, baldric zebras, garlic tundras, the name escapes me. My boneheads used to read his books about guard duty right on guard duty. I'll have to teach them a lesson or two. I have to go. Have a quiet shift.
Quiet footsteps.
But when's a better time to read a book on guard duty than during guard duty?
Precisely.
Heron pulls his beard. Bye.
That's easy.
There may be secrets. Maybe. Injured wife? What happened to your wife? Maybe next week. Maybe next stream. Well, next stream might be next week. But the frozen shoulders, sorry to hear that. Hopefully she recovers soon. It doesn't sound too bad. Unless it is too bad, it can be too bad. One to 3 year recovery time. What? Wow. The well looks quite ordinary, yet when you approach it, you feel a strange tingling in your temples. Why?
Careful now.
Why are we tingling here? What's going on? Spell failure are decreased. Maximum dexterity bonuses are increased. Armor check penalties are decreased by 3. Neutral full plate with 3 max dexterity bonus. Wow. I'm not going to do this right now. The shop stuff I will probably do off stream. Okay. Oh, +5 trickery. Some nice stuff. Okay, I will check all of these later off stream. Bag of holding. Oh man, I want this though. Let's keep that. Wait, I thought the guy took all our tokens and coins. Camping supplies. We had 2 left. Okay. She had partial issues with that shoulder for a long time. This was just a straw on the metaphorical camel. Well, I hope she recovers fast. Yeah, I want to keep money in case we have to buy points, building points or something. Oh, where did I enter? A tense silence hangs over the house. Casey, your tiefling friends, emerges from the shadows, but her eyes are staring into the distance. She seems to look right past you. No, not now. The turmoil is suddenly over, but you see fear in Casey's eyes, her blue eyes. It's you, I wanted to say. I feel almost sure that I've just witnessed some sort of a divine intervention. The girl closes her eyes and clenches her fists, obviously in the grip of a strong emotion, but one you cannot read. I knew it couldn't last forever. Why did he even make this rule, if he knew it would be impossible to keep? She takes a deep breath, opens her eyes, and speaks with firm resolve. Come what may, you should know, Mitral, that the person you know by the name Casey does not exist. My real name is Kalike, and well, it's a long story, and such stories are better told beside a welcoming fire. Will you hear me out? Fine, let's go. Gotta head to bed. Alright, Draven, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow with these celebrations. Have a great rest, have a great sleep. See you next time. Did I just start a long dialogue? The girl rests her head on her arm and stares off into the distance, lost in memory. Stories by the fire, in the desert where I was born. My fondest memory. When the day is done, hosts and guests, parents and children, friends and rivals, all gather by the fire under the stars to tell their tales. And they did. All they witnessed, all they heard from other travelers, and the whispers carried by desert wind. My sisters and I often snuck up in to hear these stories, hiding in the shadows just beyond the circle of light and warmth. We are hellspawn, you see. Tieflings are unwelcome guests in Kadira, unblessed by the light of merciful Serenray. We grew up sleeping in a common tent, scavenging food here and there like orphans, all but outcast and disowned. We were 13 when we left, and set off to find happiness in the cities, and everyone we left behind sighed with relief. My sister and I, we were twins, but as different as the sun and moon. Her name is Canera, which means silent flame. She is fire, a cold fire, but one that turns everything to ash. I am a river. It brings me joy to give water to tired travelers and nurture green shoots. But when I flood, I am bound to bring death. The girl's eyes are full of sorrow. Despite our differences, we are one. Our lives belong to divine Nethys, and by his mercy we now live, in turns. While one of us is here, the other sleeps in another plane, and when she wakes up, we switch places, just as you witnessed. So this is why you didn't remember me when we were talking to Jamandi Aldori. Oh, interesting. What can I do to help? That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. Canera was supposed to tell you of an ancient treasure that you've been looking for. Gold isn't the only thing of value in this place. It may contain an ancient relic, taken by the Taldan raiders from a respected Kadiran temple of Nethys. It's an unusual relic called the Disc of the Eclipse. I once heard a beautiful story that it was created from the shadow that hides the sun and the moon, but I don't think that could be the truth. Nethys is the god of magic, who was once a mortal wizard, and relics from his temples are usually very powerful. There are many among his followers who think that solving the mysteries of magic, even rivaling their deity, is the best way to serve him. One such follower created the disc long ago in the distant past. According to legend, it gave its owners control over planet travel. Only pairs of wizards bound by unbreakable ties could use it. While one of them traveled to planes, the other was his anchor in our world, and they could switch between. Do you see now why we so desperately wish to find the disk? It might help us understand how the switch between me and Canera works, and it should make our divine patron happy. Netis and his assistants value the desire to understand the mysteries of magic above all else. And how did this disk come to be in the Stolen Lands? It was brought here by Taldans from the 5th Army of Exploration. Taldur and Kadira were enemies for ages. Thousands of years ago, a soldier broke into the temple of Netis and stole the relic. To sell it, or secretly hoard it as an heirloom. Hundreds of years later, his own kin, or the kin of its 100th buyer, brought to these strange lands, where the Taldans had come uninvited as usual, and which they finally vanquished from this with little trace. Sometimes history is as intricate lace, you'd never guess where it begins and where it ends. Tell me about the location of the treasury. It was called Sorrowful in the chronicle we read. It was once a Taldan town founded by the veterans of the 5th Army of Exploration. It stood on the shores of a turbulent river, and that was what destroyed it. One night, a terrible flood devastated the settlement, killing many and driving the rest to flee. Only the tower of the cliff remained, which was too high for the flood to reach. Water covered the ruins for a long time, but last year it receded. My friends found a chronicle, which recounted the destruction of the city, and spoke of the disk of the eclipse which was kept there. They managed to track down the ruins, but were frightened away by the monsters and beasts that roamed the area. If this can help, then I agree. Kalika's sad eyes get a little warmer. Thank you. I will wait for you there at Sorrowful, and please let's explore the ruins together. Just the two of us. I don't want to give myself away again in front of your companions. Breaking the Arcanor brain's conditions was once was enough. I have no wish to anger our god. So long. So another place where we have to go by ourselves.
Next time.
I will try once more. Thankfully I saved. Okay, outskirts. Okay, Veru. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Thanks for being here. Server update for the event stuff now. You can fetch stuff. Sure. Sure, Parrot. Push it now. But I'm ending very soon anyway. Thank you, Parrot. Also, have a great rest, have a great sleep. You too, Veru. I'll see both of you tomorrow. I am not going to stay for too much longer. I'm going to start this. We are going to do this. Found a new village on the outskirts. That I cannot do right now. Your burn has expanded. It now includes the outskirts. One of your barony stats has reached 20 points. It's time for you to increase its rank. See what reached 20 points? Loyalty. Counselor. You've already founded the only available settlement in this region. Only one settlement can be found. Okay, Parrot, thank you. Thank you. Have a good rest. Thanks for being here. The free shrine goes here. And that's all. Now these walls, maybe later. Okay, High Priest of Erestov from Restov has a strong interest in spreading the Stag God's fate across the region. He is eager to build a shrine dedicated to Erestov on your lands, but at his own expense. Yeah, we did this. We even built it. Now we have new events. Mysterious Weed, Harem as a requests. We are going to take a look at all of these later. Yeah, we are starting. There is also, if you check the announcements channel on Discord, Ash, you can see the stream. It is your local time, and it also shows in how many hours it's going to start. It's 18 hours from now. But the time shown there is local time. Tristan lowers his head. Greetings, Baroness. I'm sorry to take you away from your other affairs, but your people need you. But I need to end the stream. Tristan. When the stolen lands were freed from the Stag Lords, the people sighed in relief, but many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baroness, nor what to expect of you. Will you be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people, show them where your favor truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help to win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount on a luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony, but I recommend organizing a fair for the common people, the ones upon whose shoulders your power truly resides. We shall hold a fair for the common people. I want them to know that I hold them closest to my heart. Tristan smiles warmly. We will hold a common celebration where everyone will be welcome, including the poor and downtrodden. This is the greatest gift a ruler can give to our people. Harem looks embarrassed. He runs his fingers through his beard and clears his throat a few times, then speaks at last. I heard, not that it's important, but, well... He clears his throat again. I heard that an ancient trade road built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one, but the road itself is still here. And possibly not only the road. Harem holds his beard in his fist. Well, Mitral, I have a request. If you find any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Of course, Harem. If I find any dwarven ruins, I'll take you to them. Why do you ask this, though? Harem fiddles with his beard again. I shouldn't probably, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know it will only hurt more, but you still need to scratch it. Of course, it's foolish and vain. And yet, I wish to look at them. Of course, Harem. Thank you, Mitral. Well, thank you. It is hard being the ruler. Your Grace, I was at Oleg's trading post recently and I noticed Old Broken just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. That is most unfortunate. After all, Old Grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he has no use for his skills, since locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. And then it struck me. Why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchants. To access Barony Management String. Okay, we did that. We did that a few times. Alright, I am ending right here. But I will take some looks of stream before the next Kingmaker stream. I don't know what I will do. But I think I may do some of the less important dialogues. Hey, hey, Hefe, good to see you. Welcome. We are actually ending right now, and we are celebrating Affiliateversary on tomorrow's stream. Although it is now technically Affiliateversary since it is Saturday here right now. Good to see you though. How are you doing? Alright, let's find someone to raid. I wanted to end early and I ended up going late, and I didn't want to stop, but I just have to. I have to stop. So let's go somewhere. I don't know where to go. We could go to Buffy. The second for the raid? Thank you. Good to see you. Alright, let's go say hi to Beefy. Alright everyone, thank you for being here. Tomorrow is a big day. I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you can join in Affiliateversary celebrations. I've got very nice games planned, and 12-hour long stream. Hope to see all of you there. And yeah, Kingmaker. It is a huge game. It's opening up, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Can't wait to go back to it, but it may not be this week. Tomorrow we are certainly not playing Kingmaker, and there's a chance we also don't play Kingmaker on Sunday either, but we might. If we don't, we are going to go back to it next Friday, so in a week. But yeah, hopefully I will see you tomorrow or whenever you can make it back. Until then, take care of yourselves, be well, and goodbye for now.